one of the most common ways that I see people really screwing up the deadlift, and that could be either hurting themselves while they're doing it or not lifting as much weight as they really could be lifting, has nothing to do with the concentric portion or like the raising portion of it. It has everything to do with the eccentric or the lowering portion of the deadlift. And I'm going to explain why in just a second. But what I see a lot of times, especially when people just start learning to deadlift, and actually even in more intermediate lifters as well, is when they're lowering the weight, they aren't following the same path, the same line that they took to get to this top position, okay? So when you're coming with the bar up to the top, you're gonna have a straight line, right? The last thing you want is for the bar to come out in front of you or to go in an arcing motion like this, right? You wanna keep the bar as close to you as possible. And when you're deadlifting, essentially what you're gonna do is you're gonna keep the bar almost either sliding up your shins or as close to it as possible to make sure it doesn't travel away. But when people come to the top position, a lot of times what you'll see them do is instead of coming straight back down, you'll see them break at the knees, and then the bar is going to come out in front, and then they try and come back down from there. So essentially they try and go around their knees. But if you tried to do that on the way up, you would never get the bar to the lockout position, right? If you had to go around your knees on the way up, then there's no way you're getting a really heavy bar up to the lockout position. And you should go down the exact same way. So when you're going down in the deadlift, you want to make sure that you're not starting by breaking at the knees and then going around. Because if you start the descent by breaking, then you're going to have no choice but to make the bar go out in front of your knees and then come back down. And what happens when you come out in front here? That's when you place a lot of stress on your lower back, and you're more likely to get hurt there. And number two is, if you have to go around your knees, then the bar isn't going to be where you want it to be when you're setting up for the next repetition. So you're more likely to hurt yourself, you're less likely to lift as much as you probably could, and then you're more likely again to hurt yourself on the concentric portion because you're set up in a poor place or in a poor position. So what it should really look like, the way down should look exactly like the way up. You come down and start, keep it close to you, and when you come back, instead of breaking at the knees, you want to break at the hips. Send your butt back to the wall behind you, and it goes down in a straight line, right? So you butt back, 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 back. Good. And now I'm back in the starting position, right back up to the top, okay? It's not from here up and then back. So it can be a little bit difficult and it requires a little bit of coordination when you first start out, but just make sure you remember on the way down, it's not breaking at the knees, it's sending the hips back to the wall behind you until the bar returns to the starting position.